the first 100 years of the English attempting to colonize in North America, if you read all their laws for the first 100 years, you will not see a single person called a white person. It's only in 1681 when we see for the very first time anyone in these English laws referred to as a white person. And there's a reason for it. It came about following this massive rebellion. And up until this time, those from Africa and from England who worked on the same plantation, they were treated the same. They worked together, they ate together, they slept together, they married regularly. There were free people of African descent. Free black men could run for public office. I found 3 in Virginia who did and held public office. Free black men could own European indentured servants and indentured servants of African descent, and a few even claimed some as indentured for life or enslaved. And so that was life up and through this massive rebellion called Bacon's Rebellion. And Bacon's Rebellion scared the English ruling elite. It lasted well over a year. They burned Richmond to the ground. They slaughtered the indigenous people surrounding the colony. That was sort of the first phase of the rebellion. But the second phase focused on the ruling elite. And the ruling elite in Virginia fled onto a ship in the James River, where they stayed for months until the English sent in troops and quashed the rebellion. And the rebellion consisted of people from Africa and from Europe side by side, wielding rebellion against the ruling elite. So when that rebellion was finally quashed, was finally put down, the ruling elite in Virginia said to the legal oversight authority over in London, they said, "Don't worry, we have this under control." And they indicated that their plan was to pursue a divide and conquer strategy. And so if you look at the laws, what we see in the decades after Bacon's Rebellion are these bundles and bundles of laws getting passed in Maryland and Virginia, because those two places shared an economy rooted in tobacco farming, a dramatic sex imbalance. There were roughly 12 men for every woman. And they had that economic need for a replenishment of labor. And so these bundles of laws began to strip especially free black people who up until this point experienced all of the rights and privileges of a free European man. The same rights and privileges by law. Okay, so like most of us have to take a moment to let that sink in, because it's so contrary to anything we've ever known. And so here's some of the first laws that were passed. There was a law passed that now punished and rendered illegal those who married for I'm going to use the language of black and white. They used white and they used Negro in the law. So a law prohibited now white people from marrying black people and Native Americans. A law was passed that prohibited free black men from running for public office. It blocked them from voting. It prohibited them from testifying against a white person. And it also prohibited them from being in possession of gun or powder. And there were many, many more. They just keep passing these bundles of laws. And what I think is so important for us in this moment in time is to remember that up until this point, free people of African descent and free people of European descent had the same rights and privileges according to their class. The same. And of course, with this invention of white people asserted through privileges in law, and let's just take one, right? Because up until this point, nobody was referred to as a white person in law, no one. And so you start to see through these laws that strip rights away from people of African descent, the assertion of this new group of humanity called white people. And let's just take one of those laws, the law that now prohibited black people from testifying against white people. What did white people learn about what it means to be white from just that one law? Right.
That I can do anything I want to a black person, and there's no recourse, and there's no.
Who fears prosecution?
Yes.
Yeah, unless another white person's going to